Got it.
Can I ask a question about that? What comes up on the screen has a little block that says got it and one that says something else that I don't remember, but should we click the got it button for us to get the recording?
Well, I don't know. I always had click got it.
Okay. That's what I'm
Basically-
doing.
Didn't get it. What?
I just hit okay.
I wouldn't be allowed to record it or what? I have no idea.
I don't know. Yeah, if everybody doesn't push got it, you can't record.
The other one, the other choice says leave meeting. So if you don't say got
Oh.
it sounds like you want to, then you have to leave the meeting.
Oh, I
Right.
didn't notice that.
Ah, that's the reason.
I really don't notice that one.
Yeah.
Mine just says okay. I hit okay.
Yep.
Oh, well.
Answer to my question, yes.
Good morning, Leah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Local news station. Well, let me mute everybody. You all hopefully know how to unmute yourselves to speak. The local news station was interviewing an 80-year-old lady because she was getting married for the 4th time. The interviewer asked her a question about her life, about what it felt like to be marrying again at 80, and then about her newly husband's occupation. She said, well, he's a funeral director, she answered. Interesting, the newsman thought.
Yeah.
He then asked her if she wouldn't mind telling her about her first 3 husbands and what they did for a living. She paused for a moment, needing time to reflect on all those years. After a short time, a smile came over her face and she answered proudly, explaining that her first marriage was a banker when she was in her 20s, then a circus ringmaster when she was in her 40s, a preacher when she was in her 60s, and now, in my 80s, a funeral director. The interviewer looked at her quite astonished and asked why she had married 4 men with such diverse careers. Why did she marry all these men with diverse careers? She smiled and explained, I married 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and 4 to go. All right. Any questions on that? Last time I talked to you a little bit about, we talked about, and somehow we got on the subject of notes and putting your passwords in a note. And somebody said, well, how do I get all my passwords into Note? And I suggested an email with a attachment of your passwords. That's probably not a good idea because it is going out on the email and somebody could get access to it. Probabilities are not high that would happen, but there's another way. And I wanted to explain that way to you right now. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, on my screen, let me change something here. We'll try to anyway. what I want to do is, what I'm doing here is I'm going to go to my browser and I'm going to type on my computer, because that's where my password list is on my computer. And I'm going to go to iCloud.com. So this is partially a lesson on, gee, can I look at seeing what's in the iCloud? And yes, you can. You go to iCloud.com, and that's what I typed in the search. And down here it says log in. So I'm going to click log into my iCloud. Now I've already logged into it, so you can see here is my iCloud. It would ask for your Apple ID and password. You put that in, and you would get a screen similar to this. And then I would go down here to notes. And by the way, I can look at all my notes. So here's all my notes. Then I would go to my list of passwords. Let's say it's in Word here. And I go find the list. Okay, don't know why that's not working, but that's okay. And I would copy it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want to copy that. So I copy my entire list of passwords. Then I would go into Word. I would start a new note. I'm sorry, I go into my notes, and here I am on the internet looking at iCloud in notes, and I would right click and I can paste it. It'll let me. Come on. Normally I would be able to just right click and paste. I can't get the paste menu to come up. All right. And that's just because I'm having a couple issues here. I did it earlier today. So you could right click and paste that list into your note. And I did it here and I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Bill, I have a question. I started doing this, Mary Ann, what you did. I did Google My Cloud and log in, and it said my browser is not supported. So what's happening?
Then you go to iCloud.com. Is that where you went?
Yes, I did. I was trying to do what you were doing and log in.
What's your browser?
I don't know. I use Google.
Google's your search engine.
Oh.
What do you click on to get to that?
I don't know. I just pressed something. I'm sorry. I got AOL and I press Google when I want to find something.
Bill, name
You click-
name some examples.
Yeah, what's a browser?
A browser could be Firefox, could be what's this one
Edge.
called? Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer.
Yeah, I think I got Microsoft.
Okay, there's Microsoft Bing.
Uh-huh.
I brought up Bing. And let's see if I can get to iCloud. Go to iCloud. I want to search for, I don't want to chat. I want to search. Come on. For some reason, my keyboard's not working. It's going to be a good class. Can't even get my keyboard to work.
I had trouble too getting in today. It was my fault here.
No, it's one of those days that just, I got to do something different here. Fortunately, I have a backup keyboard. There's iCloud.com, and I go to
Okay.
iCloud.
Okay.
I scroll down. So I got there with Edge. I got
Okay.
there with with Firefox.
Okay,
So
I
I'm
do
not
have
sure
my,
what,
I
what
have my
browser,
Google. Go ahead.
I'm not sure what browser you're using.
Okay, I'll have to find out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is Safari
Mhm.
a browser? Since we're mostly Apple?
Yeah, Safari is the browser on Apple. Yes.
Okay.
Bill, why can't you just put your passwords into notes to start with?
Where are your passwords?
Well, they're in a paper book.
Yeah, mine too.
On your computer.
I don't have them separate on my computer. I have
Okay,
them in
so
a book and then the computer remembers some of them that I told it to. That I don't have to sign in every time.
Well, we were talking, the reason we're doing this is most people have a list of their passwords. Mine are in Excel, but you have a list of them somewhere on your computer. And you're
Mine,
trying to get them to your iPhone and iPad so you have them with you.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
That was the problem we were trying to solve.
Got it. Thank you.
That's okay.
Hey, Bill,
Yeah,
Jim McIntyre. I'd like to make a suggestion, and that is if you use OneDrive, there's the thing on there called Personal Vault or My Vault, and that's
Yep.
the place to store delicate things like your passwords. So that's where
Now,
I
can
keep
you-
mine, and that makes them available to me on my computer or on my iPhone or iPad.
that's another one. I was using the iCloud, which is a different cloud. You used, what's it called?
OneDrive.
OneDrive?
OneDrive is the name of the app.
Okay,
It's with
Yep.
Microsoft,
yeah. Any way you can get, and Bill and Jim wants to use that one because he feels very secure using it. Any way you can get your passwords to the cloud, a cloud, and then be able to get to that cloud from your device. Okay. I was trying to stick within the Apple world, but certainly other ones are available to you as well.
Bill, if my passwords are in these, whatever it is, it's automatic on Safari that they save your passwords for you, in some.
Okay, now wait, those are the passwords you use when you go to Safari. You're right.
Uh-huh.
And
How
as
do I,
long and as long as you are in Safari, and that's where you want the passwords, they'll be on your Apple device.
how do I print them out?
One at a time, unfortunately.
I was afraid you would say that. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Hey, Bill,
Yeah.
I think there's another, or I think it would work if you have your passwords like written on a piece of paper or a little notebook or something, not on your computer. You can go to Notes and take a picture of that piece of paper, and then it will be in your Notes app.
Let's do that. Just so
You can,
I know we're jumping around a little bit, but that's a good one. Let me,
but you can take a picture of that page in your notebook that shows the passwords. Take a picture of it.
That's
And then you
right.
can email yourself or wherever you want to put it.
You don't
You can
want to, you don't
edit
want
it
to,
out.
you don't want to email it because that's what
You're
we're
right.
trying to avoid.
Yeah. And then
Okay?
you can print it off. If you've taken a picture
No,
of it,
that's
you know,
if you,
no? Okay.
okay. What Kathleen was talking about was the passwords that are automatically saved for you in something called passwords. And you can
Yes,
get to go to settings to see those. So let me just do that first. If I go over here to settings, and somewhere down here, it's going to say passwords. right
There.
there.
Yeah.
And it requires my facial ID. There you go. And here's the password list. I have all these passwords. And they're all ones that I've used by going to Safari first. And it says, but the problem here is they don't list them all in one big sheet, one at a time. And you can't see the password because it's being broadcast, so they conveniently
Yeah.
don't show it to you. But it's right over here. It shows up as 3 dots.
Yeah.
And if you click on the 3 dots, the password shows up and you can copy it.
Actually, it
That's
reads
one at a time.
it reads 206 JYX2 as your username.
That's yours.
Not mine.
What is 20?
That's
Oh,
Bill's username.
that's the username for American Airlines.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Bill, I have a 2-page list of passwords in Word and I can print it up. I have it at my desk or.
Okay. Now you print it up and now we're going to go to notes and show you how you could take a picture of it in notes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you can, so the picture isn't going anywhere. Let me go back to the home screen. We'll go to notes. We'll start a new note. And you see the little picture of a camera there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you tap that, it'll say you want to take a picture or you want to use your photo library. You're going to take a photo of it.
Mm.
And then you can take a picture of it.
Okay.
And it ends up in your note.
Mm.
Thank
So
you.
there's no emailing involved.
So then you don't email it or anything. It's just right on your phone.
Yeah, it goes straight from your notes. Okay.
And then you can lock the note. And we'll talk about that when we get to notes.
Hey, Bill,
Yes,
if
go
you
ahead.
choose the scan option, you can do, if you have 5 or 6 pages, you can
That's
do
right.
them all at one time.
Yes.
And it actually auto crops it for you.
I'm going to get to that when we get to notes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Yeah, versus a photograph.
Oh, I like that one. That's the best idea, but okay. That's if you have it printed out, then you don't need to go to the iCloud or any other cloud. Okay, so we got about 4 ways to get your note, your passwords onto your devices. What's the app library?
Where all the
You
apps are
can
stored.
participate here. What's the app library? The app library is a listing of all the apps you have on your computer. And we talked about that last week, didn't we?
Yes.
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 Okay. If you and you're saying, and you might say to yourself, well, my apps are all listed on my home screen. They used to be. Now you have a choice whether to have them show up on your home screen or not. For example, if I get them to wiggle and I want to get rid of the Files app, I tap the little minus sign and it says delete the app, and that would remove it from your device or remove it from the home screen. So they added that little feature onto your device so that you could have the app on your device, but it wouldn't be on your cluttering up your home screens. You reserve those kind of things for apps you use infrequently. And if
It
you
doesn't
happen
tell
to
you how-
put an app, and if you happen to put an app on your home screen, off your home screen, it's in the app library, which is if you sweep from right to left until you can't sweep right to left any longer, you'll get something that says app library at the top. And here's all my apps, and they put them in what they think are the correct folders for them, and they name the folder. If you can't find it there on the list, you tap the name app library at the top, and you can either put in the app you're looking for, like I'm looking for files, right? Or you could scroll down because now your apps are listed in alphabetical order. Okay?
Mhm. Yep.
Any questions about that?
Some of them show an iCloud off on the right, or whatever that cloud is. Why is that there and not on everything? Or
That means you had it on here at one time and you removed it from your device and it's in the cloud.
okay,
So
so therefore, yep.
AccuWeather is an app that I had on my device. I decided I didn't want it on my device and I deleted it entirely, and it shows up in the cloud. So it lists them.
It's still hanging around, although it's in the cloud.
Well, all it is it's registered that you have downloaded it at some time in the past.
Okay, yeah, it's like a memory thing. Okay.
Okay.
Did you then get to it by going to the cloud if you wanted to?
I think you can just tap the cloud right there. So if I wanted iCloud or Google Drive there, I would put my finger and tap on the cloud. Let's see if that works. Oh, yeah, there it comes. See it? So I
Oh,
don't
yeah, it's
even
put
need to go
back
to the
in.
app. I don't even need to go to the App Store to get it.
And then you can delete it again when it's
Correct.
done.
Let's
Okay.
try that. Let's see if we can do that.
Technically,
It also
deleting it, or
happens
are
when you
just
have
putting it
a,
in the cloud.
if you download it onto one device, like your iPad, and then have it on and then you look on your phone, it'll show it as being in the cloud because it's not on that device.
Oh. What was the name of the app?
Drive.
Google
Drive.
Drive. Let's see if it's there. It may not be there yet, but there's.
No, it's alphabetical. Go down to the D's. There it is. You just missed it. Drive.
No,
The
it's on
triangle.
it may have been on there already,
Mm.
and I didn't take it off. Okay. And if I wanted to have that the Drive app on my desktop or on my home screen, I would put my finger on it, press, and I move it.
Mm.
And I move it to the right left-hand edge, and I could put it right on my first home screen.
Mhm.
Okay? Everybody okay with that? Yes, no, I don't
Yes.
care. All right. Okay, I'd like to shift gears now and talk about settings and some of the basic settings we should be familiar with. Okay, we've talked about the home screen, we've talked about the apps in general, how to move them around. We talked about the gestures you can make on your device. That's the sweeping of your fingers on your device. One I may not have shown you, if you accidentally, let's see what happens on my, doesn't show up there. If you accidentally tap your fingers, 3 fingers on your screen twice.
Gonna be
You'll
some
notice that if you try it, go ahead and try it. And what will happen is it will zoom out. That would be a zoom in because all the icons get bigger.
I don't know.
I don't know if I told you
What
the
are we
story.
doing now and where?
You just tap 3 fingers on the face of the home screen twice. You go tap, tap with 3 fingers.
Or
I
home
was-
screen or yours?
No, it doesn't show. It's not showing up on my home screens. It won't show. You're not seeing it happen, but try it on yours.
And so
Double
I have,
tap the screen with 3 fingers and it should zoom in. Now there's a setting for that we'll get to later. It may not work, but mine was set. And when I was visiting my grandson when he was 3, I think, he handed me back, he was messing with my phone and he handed it back to me, zoomed in. So I couldn't see all my apps. Okay. And I didn't know how to get around to them. I couldn't get to them. And I could not figure
what are you
I
doing?
could not figure out how to
reduce it.
reduce it. Thank you. And so what I finally figured it out. You do the same thing. You double tap the screen with 3 fingers and it comes back. Anyway, so we talked about the sweeps. If you press and hold the home screen, what happens? All the things start wiggling. If you sweep up from the bottom of the screen, you get the active applications. And so you could get to any one of the applications you have open by just sweeping up from the bottom and tapping on one of them. If you tap a blank area of that screen, it will take you back to your home screen. If you put your finger in the middle of the screen, not on an app, and pull down, you get something called Spotlight Search. That's what it looks like on both the iPhone and the iPad.
Bill, speaking of the sweeping, can you, I'm having trouble clearing all my history of what I've had on my screens. And I know it's some sweeping motion, but what's the original screen on my iPad that I need in order to do some sweeping? Because I'm not being able to clear out my cache, if I can put it that way.
Clear out the active applications.
Thank you very much. I'm looking at my
If you-
icon screen right now. Do I need to be
Okay,
in
if
a,
you put your finger, well,
Yep.
let me switch gears here. No, it doesn't pick them up. Shoot. If you put your finger on the bottom edge,
bottom center, bottom left?
I'm
Does
sorry.
it matter?
bottom center,
Okay.
on the edge of the screen, pull up and stop in the middle.
Oh, in the middle. Oh, okay. I got it now. I can't tell you how many months I haven't been able to do it. So, okay.
So you're going to be
Thank you.
busy to get rid of them all.
Well,
And-
I knew
and
there was a
that-
sweeping. It just,
And
I wasn't able to do it.
the way in which you get rid of an app is you put your finger in the middle and pull up. Chunk, 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 chunk.
Okay, up to the middle. Thank you very much. You've, that's a biggie.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you put your finger on the upper right-hand edge of your screen and pull down, upper left-hand edge of your screen, you get the notification center. We'll talk about that later. If you put your finger on the right-hand side of your screen and pull down, you get the control center. If you have a home button, I think you double tap the home button to, no. Oh, you sweep up, you can sweep up from the bottom to get that, I think. Is
On the
that
old
true?
fashioned one with the button, you double press the button
Double-
and that should do it.
It gives you the control center?
It gives you all of your history of whatever the three
That's-
words you told me.
Okay, the active applications, that's the double
Yes.
tap, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
if you sweep from, if you're on your base home screen, and the way you know it is there's 3 dots. Mine has 3 home screens, so I have 3 dots here at the bottom. The one that's lit, the one that's lit or is white and not grayed out is the one you're on. So as I sweep from right to left, you'll see that that dot changes. On your phone, it says search at the bottom. That's one way to get to Spotlight search. But if you tap this, if you sweep from right to left, whoops, it turns into the dots if you sweep. And if you sweep one more time past the base home screen, or the dot that's lit that's on the left, you'll get something called today's, I can't even remember the name of it. It's today's view or something like that. And here's where you could put some information. We'll get to that one as well in a later class. I'm just making you aware of these things so that when you accidentally get to them, you say, oh, no, no harm, no foul, just go back. Bill will tell me about that later. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes.
Good. Hold on. All right. If we go to settings on our devices, you'll notice that on your iPhones, it says your name at the top and then a bunch of settings or areas where you can change settings. On your iPad, it's the left-hand column that's there. And they should look similar to, if you have an iPhone and an iPad, they should look similar. Okay? I'm going to start out at the top, but I only want to cover a couple of things there. See where your name is? If you tap that, the first thing that shows up is an icon with your face on it. You may not have your face on it if you haven't made that setting, but is what your Apple ID is. So if you ever wonder what your Apple ID is, it's right there.
Where do you
Okay.
see it?
Under
Right
his
there,
name.
where I'm pointing. So my Apple ID is wtcrow@verizon.net.
Thank you.
The other thing that's important for you there is iCloud. If they send you a note ever that says your iCloud is full and they give you 5 gigabytes, and if they tell you it's getting full, here's where you would go to update that. And I'm going to go there. I'll click on the little arrow to the right. By the way, that wherever you see those little arrows, they indicate that there's another menu to follow. And if you click them, you can click the back arrow here at the top to get back to where you were.
Where are you, Bill?
I'm in settings.
Mm-hmm,
I clicked my name,
right.
and then I'm just looking at what's there. And we're talking about the iCloud.
Oh, okay, fine. iCloud is where you are. Thank you.
Bill, is there any way of reducing the backup, the amount of backups that you have on the screen? I'm getting the your iCloud is almost full, and I don't want to start paying for it. So,
Let me cover,
other than
let me cover,
oh,
let me
okay,
cover that.
okay,
You see where it says 50 gigabytes?
Yep.
Mine. I click the little arrow there. Okay, and here's what's occupying space. It says you have the yellow area is how many photos are being saved. Backups for applications that I have on there, and then some smaller things for documents and files and things like that. So this gives you an indication if you didn't want to pay for more, probably it's your photos that's taking up all the space.
I paid for an extra 50 like you have, and it's still telling me I'm almost full, or I'm full. And I've only have 14.6 gigabytes. I took out the backup. I
It's
deleted
telling
it.
you your phone, there's two fools.
Okay.
There's that's a spelled F.
Did you say fool?
That's spelled F-U-L-L.
FOOL.
Anyway, you
Oh,
see where it
Bill?
says manage? Yes.
Okay, I'm seeing that I have 149 GB of 2 TB used. And I didn't realize somehow I had all of that and that they're charging me $10 a month for it. So
Wow.
what is my problem?
You signed up for way too much.
Okay,
And if we click here on manage counts,
uh-huh.
right? And you can change your plan.
Mm.
All right. So it cost me basically $1 a month to get 50 gigabytes. And that's well worth me not having to worry about or try to cut down. If you happen to sign up for more, here's where you change your plan. Okay.
I'm lost.
There's
when
the
you
2
change-
gigabytes. And what you
I'm-
can do is change it back down.
Okay, so change storage plan and it just gives me more storage rather than, downgrade options. Okay, fine.
There you go.
All right, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Is the setting that you just have on the iPad, does it also, and is that the same settings that are on the iPhone?
I will go to it on the iPhone. There it is. Gives me the same indications. Now, my one account pays for both the iPhone and the iPad.
What
And
is
now, since we're
backup?
talking about storage, there's two different kinds of storage. Let me, you see where it gives me a list of all the apps that are putting information in the cloud.
Mhm.
Right? So if you're wondering what's taking up your space, they list it here. And it says by far, it's my pictures. And then there's backups from my different applications.
Bill, under the backups, I've just opened that one up. It says documents and data. That's 1.2 gigabytes of my 5.
Right.
If I go and try and delete the documents, that should reduce it. What about data? Is that something that I don't try and find and mess with?
Say
What
that
would
again,
data be?
please.
Well, under
Say that again.
documents, I've opened up documents and I see, because it's the second biggest clump of my usage, it says documents and data, 1.2 gigabytes. Documents, I understand. I can try and delete those to reduce the volume. What about data? What would be data? And should I try and reduce that without messing up?
That's the data. I would have to check on that.
Okay, because I see the backups are my iPhone, iPad. I don't think I'm going to mess with those. I won't touch that, but I'll reduce the documents, and I was just wondering what data meant.
I don't believe you've got many documents that would account for that.
Then
Most
it
of it
would,
is backups.
okay, but that's my iPad and 2 iPads and an iPhone. And
That's
is that
correct.
something, is that something that one can reduce, or it's something that you don't,
I wouldn't mess with it.
no, yeah, not mess with it, yeah. Okay, so there's really not much that you can reduce in your backups, even though it's the second biggest chunk of
Right.
usage. Okay,
Right. But you'll
so it's
notice
really
where
photo.
I'm saving one from 5 different devices here. So I could get rid of one of my iPhones.
Yeah, don't know how much that would make a difference, but yeah, okay.
Well, it tells you. I tapped
Oh,
on backups and there it says, if I get rid, I have an iPhone I don't have anymore. And that would save me 3 gigabytes or 4 gigabytes.
well, when I only have 5, it's probably the phone you sold me 7 years ago that I don't use anymore.
You can get rid of that.
I don't have it. I lost it when I moved. Somebody's got it, not me. Okay. Thank you.
All right. The other place you might be getting, you'll notice if I got a message right now on my phone that says my storage was full,
Yep.
and I checked the iCloud, it's not the iCloud, it's 28 out of 50. So it's not that. So what is it? Well, what it is, if I go back, click the back arrow at the top, and go back clear to settings, and I scroll down in the settings menu to where it says general, and I tap on general. And it says iPhone or iPad storage. Okay.
Yes, iPad storage. Yep.
And if that also has a bars on it.
Yep.
Okay. And it tells you how much of that is full.
Mine's only 30 out of 128, so that isn't full.
You're fine.
Yeah,
If the number there, let's see. If the number used subtracted from the total is less than 5 or less than 10, if you only have 10 gigabytes left, in other words, that bar runs clear almost to the end, you need to consider getting a new device or doing some house cleaning, getting rid of photos and things like that. And here's where I usually post a warning. If you delete a photo, excuse me, if you
Have a
delete
drink.
a photo
Mhm.
from your device, it will delete it from the cloud as well. And it is gone forever. In the
Unless you
Apple
take it.
world.
Bill,
So
I'm
be
on
careful when
change.
deleting photos. Just a minute. Just be careful when deleting photos. Okay, and what was your question?
I'm on the change plan and I checked a certain thing, but I don't know what to do next. I don't know how to get, how to actually, what do I poke or what do I do to actually change the plan? I've chose a plan and I don't know where the thing is.
She's trying to reduce her storage cost.
Okay, you click change plan,
Uh-huh, and
comes
then
up and you tap one of those.
I did. And what's next?
Okay, I don't know.
Okay. All right, that's where I can't seem to get next.
I don't think you, and then it says buy at the top.
At the very bottom, it says downgrade options.
Well, click it where it says downgrade option then.
I did, and I've,
Mine's,
I've clicked the $2.99 per month, but there's nothing that says buy or back. It just
does it
says,
say anything anywhere?
well,
Okay,
no.
hold a minute. Let me go back here.
Interesting.
What about the learn more? At the bottom.
Did you put in your password?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and you, and then and you put it in, is there anything top or bottom? You checked a lower number, I assume,
Yes,
yes?
yes.
And there's nothing at the top or anything that says, okay?
No, I have
Roger.
exactly what you, well, I have
I got it.
canceled it down at the top, and at the bottom it says learn more about your storage plans.
But you picked a lower volume, right?
Yes, yes.
Can you reduce it that much? In other words, how much do you have in there?
Oh, okay, I have to go back to that, don't I? Okay, maybe that's my problem. All right, I'll, actually, I have 149.2 GB. So,
Okay, and then you can go down to the 200 GB plan, but not
Right.
less.
right, that was what I was trying to do.
Okay,
All right,
and I
well,
would just say, okay, it should say okay or something like that.
yeah, it doesn't, I guess maybe I have to call them. They might be making it difficult to downgrade because they don't want to lose the money, do you suppose?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, all right.
Bill, can I ask or make a comment? In terms of storage, I've got an iPad and a mini iPad. The mini iPad, when I bought, has a bigger storage capacity than my iPad, and I don't know about the iPhone. So in terms of that the iCloud is almost full,
iCloud doesn't make a difference.
doesn't make a difference. Okay, so reducing the number of photos would still only influence the iCloud. Okay.
No, it would not. If you took a photo off of your phone, it would take it off the iPad and the cloud.
Yes. On all the devices. So whatever you delete on one, it happens also on the other devices plus the iCloud. Okay.
Why would mine still say it's full when both of them are lower than they need to be?
Which one says it's full? I'm not sure if you're talking about the cloud storage or the device storage.
The iCloud storage. I just have a phone.
Right. Okay, so it says it's full, so you have to expand the iCloud or reduce what's on your phone.
Well, it is down. It's only 23 out of 50.
Okay,
28.3.
and what's it say on the iCloud?
And the other one was lower yet. It was, let's see. It says 82.9 on that part. And let's see, where did I go for that again? Well, that's yours. I'm looking at yours instead of mine. Oh, come on. I won't go there.
See, I'm looking at the iCloud. Pardon me?
It says 30.7 of 128 on the iPhone.
Okay. Where are you on your iPhone in terms of looking at things? Did you go to general?
Yes, this is the one that's in general.
No, let me ask the question. General and then iPad storage or iPhone storage? That's what you tapped on?
iPhone storage.
Okay. And what's it say?
30.7 out of 128.
Good. Now, go back to settings. Tap your name at the top and tap iCloud.
Okay, and that's where it's 14.6 out of 50.
And where's it telling you they're full?
When I get an email, it says my iCloud is full.
No. Not your iCloud.
That's what they say.
It says iCloud?
Yeah,
That I haven't heard before.
the only thing I can think of, I got a new phone now, and maybe it's both of them are on or something, because I seen when I went back, the other one has the old managed account storage is in there. But that, I don't know.
Gives you that message when you're on your new phone or your new
Yes,
iPad?
on my new phone.
Are you sure it's from iCloud? I mean, it's not a fake.
I should keep
How do
it
you get that message?
through an email.
Ah, that's not the way they usually tell you it's full.
I get it about every month or so, and I just delete it.
Good.
Yeah, I'd keep deleting it.
Mine keeps
I would-
saying 25%. I have 25% left. And I do have about that left.
Good.
So I don't know if it's a real one or not, but I keep track myself this way.
I took a lot of my backup out. I said I didn't need a lot of that, so that's why I brought it down. I thought that would take care of it, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, when you go there, are you sure you're not reading megabytes versus gigabytes?
No, that's
In other words, it says
Gigabyte.
GB,
Yep, it says GB.
both places.
Well, I have to go back to the other.
And the bar isn't full. In other words,
No,
this bar,
no, the bar is not full.
delete the message then.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
That's what I've been doing. I wondered if there's a problem. Another question,
Okay.
why my flashlight on this goes on? I lay it down or something, my flashlight goes on. Is there a
We'll get to
reason?
that.
Sometimes. This new phone, I'm confused with it.
mine does that
Sometimes-
too.
Why does it do that? And how do you shut
So-
it off? I just tell Siri to shut it off for me.
That's a good idea.
Bill, I have two questions. The backup on your iPad or your iPhones, is it something that we need to keep? I don't,
Yes,
what's it backing up?
your whole device.
Okay,
So if
and
you
at the
lose
bottom,
this, let me
Yeah.
finish.
yes,
So if you lose this device
yes,
or drop it in the river and it's no longer functional, you can go get a new device. And basically the backup you'll be, when you get the new device, it'll say, do you want this new device to look like your old one? With all your
Okay.
contacts, all your
yeah, everything.
applications, all your pictures, and you say yes, it goes to that place in the cloud because it asks you what your Apple ID and password are, and it downloads everything.
Okay,
So absolutely you need that.
okay. Second question, at the bottom of the screen, when you open up your Apple ID, at the bottom it says contact key verification. Can you explain what that is? I have it off right now. Is that something that we need to have on?
I don't know
I
where
hit
you
my
are. Dear.
name under, okay, under settings, you had us hit our name and we were looking at personal information and iCloud. We were looking at the iCloud. If you scroll down past all the iPads and iPhones that you have at the bottom, it has contact key verification.
Oh, okay.
Any idea what that's about? Is that something we should be using? Do you see it?
Where?
It says
Okay,
verify
under
who
settings-
you are messaging with.
You had us tap on our names and
I know.
under our name, okay, at the very bottom of that screen, when you scroll down after all the iCloud and all your iPads and stuff, at the bottom, it has a line contact key verification. It's either an on or an off, and mine's off right now. Wondering if that's something that we need to have on. I don't know what that means.
I have mine off too. I don't know what it means.
Okay, that's fine.
It says verify who you are messaging with by comparing contact verification codes in person or over the phone. Would you
Oh, it sounds
all,
too complicated.
would you all like to
Okay.
do that?
No, we'll keep it off.
I think off
Okay.
is a good way.
Yep. Thank you.
Mm.
The other thing I want to mention to everybody, we still in settings, you tapped your name and you went to iCloud. Right?
Yes.
And you see where it says see all? Under iCloud, it says photos, make sure those are on, iCloud Drive is on, iCloud Mail is on, passwords and keychain is on, and then tap and make sure
Show all.
everything is on. So you want all of your apps to be on.
Wait,
So you're saving data from everywhere.
how did you get there?
Settings, your name,
Yes,
iCloud,
yes.
and then you have that group under apps using iCloud. Make sure and tap the arrow where it says show all, and make sure every app you have, it's saving its information in the iCloud.
I have iCloud email, but my email is Google. Should I have
That's
that on?
okay. It doesn't hurt to have it on. Don't, you're not using it, but it doesn't hurt.
Okay.
Okay? They
Okay.
should all be on.
All right.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
Now I'm going to click the back arrow. It says iCloud at the top, the back arrow. And the most key one there is where it says iCloud backup. Make sure that is on as well.
Sorry, where's this now?
Sorry, can you say that again, Bill? I got something on my screen that I dealt with.
Go back to iCloud.
Yes.
See where it says iCloud backup?
Um,
Mine says iCloud at the top.
hang on, I'm looking for iCloud.
You're in settings. You tap your name.
Yes.
Then you tap iCloud.
I've got iCloud Drive, iCloud Mail.
No?
No, I'm
And
in
then where it
iCloud.
says right below all that, it says iCloud backup.
Is that the one that's underneath the bar that says iCloud with photos, backs up mails and others?
You can see it on my screen.
iCloud backup.
I did, but I don't now.
It's there.
I'm not.
One of the key things you should keep in mind, if I tap where it says on my phone there, if you're looking at the screen, if I tap where it says on, the name up here at the top will change to be iCloud backup. So watch what happens. See, now it says backup at the top.
Mhm.
So you can tell where you are by looking at that screen, and I'll click the back arrow to take me back. Now it says I'm on iCloud. It says Apple ID. So if I tap that Apple ID at the top left, takes me back to Apple ID.
Cool.
So not only do you know where you are, but you know where you're going to go if you hit the back arrow.
You can actually go there.
All right. So let's click that and go back to settings.
Bill, I have a question about iCloud backup. When you were there, it looked like you had different devices that are backed up.
Yes.
And are they separate? I have different contacts on my laptop than I have on my phone, and I want to keep them separate. And I don't know how to do that on one Apple ID.
I have to say that discussion for contacts, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Bill, one more question about apps using iCloud. You said they should all be
On.
Why? Like, I don't need
When
to
you,
have news
when
in
you-
iCloud.
let me explain. When you use an application, many times it saves some information. That's the application's data. So if you're playing a game, it remembers where you are or what the score is you've achieved on a game, and it saves that in the application's data. That's what they're talking about.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
I have one question too. Are we supposed to have this advanced data protection on or off?
Where are you?
I'm on iCloud. It's under upgrade to iCloud Plus. It's down below iCloud backup. I just noticed I have it off and I wondered.
Where?
It's on iCloud and I'm below iCloud backup. And it's below upgrade to iCloud Plus. And then it says advanced data protection. That's on my iPad.
What's it say about?
Well, it just says iCloud encrypts your data to keep it secure. And then it just goes on that because Apple will not have the keys required to recover your data in case of a breach, you will be guided through the verification of your recovery methods in case you ever lose access to your account.
You could turn that. The problem is retrieving your data because it's encrypted, but you could turn it on. It's an extra level of security.
Do you think it uses much data?
Say again?
I wonder about your data, how much that uses. I've got plenty of it on my both devices, but I was just curious for others that are so close to being full.
They've added an extra level of security. Do you know what encryption is?
No.
Sort of.
When you're transmitting data, it would convert that data to some kind of code that requires it will convert it to something weird, and it
Right.
requires a encryption password basically to be able to see it. So when they say end-to-end encryption, that means before they send it, they garble it up so nobody can read it and put it in the cloud that way.
Yeah, like
And
sometimes you get
if you're reading it and it doesn't even, you don't even know that is happening, But if anybody else tries to read it, it's gobbledygook.
Bill, what is iCloud Drive?
That's where data is put in the iCloud. It's a subset of all the information that's saved for you in Apple's iCloud under your account.
Okay.
Another one under iCloud, advanced data protection I have off. I don't know
And
why.
that's what I'm talking about.
That's just what we were talking about.
Well, that's not the one. There's another one. How about then?
Mine
Private,
says advanced.
oh
Go
yeah,
ahead.
private relay. I turned
Say that
that.
again.
Private relay, that's above it.
I don't have that one. Mm-mm.
It's
You don't
right
have
under
that one.
iCloud backup.
Huh.
It's above it. Advanced data protection.
Okay, what we're doing is getting into far more complexity than beginners can get into, by the way, folks. So I'm trying not to lose the beginners.
Okay. I just wonder if it should be on or not.
Well, it says private relay hides your IP address and browsing activity in Safari and protects your unencrypted internet traffic so that no one, including Apple, can see both who you are and what your site is visiting, what site you're visiting.
It sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Why they didn't put it on.
Okay.
So Bill, can I ask a question about what we were just talking about? That private relay, hide my email, and custom email domain are under this category that says iCloud Plus at the top. Is iCloud Plus something that you have to pay something additional for?
Not that I know of. And Bill, could you check on that?
Sounds like it.
Sure, I will.
Okay.
I wonder if you push upgrade to iCloud Plus, they'll probably tell you if you do. Because it says you go up to 12 T-bytes of storage. Well, I'm sure you pay,
Ah, that's interesting.
wouldn't you say?
I don't see where that is part of. So to get iCloud Plus, you have to have 12 gigabytes or 20
It
terabytes or
just says
something.
you get up to 12 T-bytes.
T-bytes. Okay, that's going to cost you then.
That's a lot of storage.
If that's iCloud Plus, that's going to cost you.
Yeah, so it's got to cost you money. I can't imagine it wouldn't. Hide your email.
It looks like I have iCloud Plus on my device.
Really?
Well, it says iCloud Plus at the top.
Yeah.
Oh,
iCloud Plus are the premium plans for iCloud. You get 5 gigabytes of storage for free. When you upgrade to Cloud Plus, you can get even more storage. iCloud Plus is with 50 gigabytes, 200 gigabytes, or 2, 6, and 12 terabytes of storage. So those are your choices, and that was what we were doing because Bill's got the 50 gigabyte plan. He's in iCloud Plus.
oh,
Thank you.
okay.
So
Bill,
if you pay in anything for the cloud storage, you get the Plus plan.
Okay.
Yes.
Bill, this is Sally. All of a sudden, when I turned this on at 10 o'clock to join the class, up on my phone, it says account disabled. Your cloud account has been disabled. All stored data will be deleted if you don't reactivate. Is that spam?
Yeah,
So just get rid of it.
yeah, that was an email.
Yeah, it
When you
happened
folks get,
when I
Hold
turned this on. I'm using my MacBook Air to watch today because I didn't put enough on my iPad, and so my phone I picked up a minute ago, and all of a sudden it says account disabled. Your cloud account has been disabled. It's some weird number, and should I just get rid of it?
Is it a message?
Try getting
Is
rid
it
of
a-
it, you may not.
Hold on. Is it a message? Is it an email? What do you mean all of a sudden?
Well, the last thing I read before I came into class was an email from my sister-in-law. And now it has this new one. It's email.
Just a minute. Is that a new email?
Yeah, it says text message today at 10:04. Account
And it's
disabled.
it's an email, not a message.
Oh, it's a text message, yeah.
The Texas, yeah.
And who's it from?
I don't know, this has a number 613-303-8403.
That should give it away. That's a spam.
Okay,
That's not good.
thank you. Just report junk then. Delete and report junk. Okay, got it. Thank you.
I need to cover something there. When you get a message, let me go to my messages. At the top of the message could be a phone number, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you tap it a couple of times, I want to show you that again. If you tap, everybody looking here, I'm trying to describe for you how you can check to see if something's spam or not.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
When you're
Yeah.
looking at messages, if this is some kind of gobbledygook number, it's probably spam.
Right.
If you click the little arrow here and then click info, and this is gobbledygook, it's spam.
If it was
Right.
legitimate and you click that arrow, what would it normally show? If it was legitimate?
Could you go back over that a minute?
And then,
Yeah, hit the info on
that's
that.
why I said everybody pay attention.
Yeah,
If I click on something from somebody, here's one from 44122,
yep.
and then I click the arrow there at the top, and then I click info, right? And
It
I
doesn't
happen
give
to
you
know
any
that,
info.
well, it will. There's that one,
Okay. Okay.
right? The phone. When I look at that and it says I have one prescription of Publix. No, probably that one's legit.
That's not a normal phone number though. Only, it's too
I
few
hear you.
digits.
I hear you. I'm just telling you what I'm observing here. Okay.
Okay.
If I click on Stella here
Yeah,
and I click the arrow and I click info, gives me her information.
okay, that's legitimate.
That's because
If you-
she's in your contacts. You put her
I
there.
understand. Now, if I go down here to a phone number, just a minute. I at least have a phone number.
Yeah,
Okay.
Very interesting. Thank you.
so is that legitimate?
The one with the phone number?
Right now, what you had on the screen, there's no name, there's no message.
Well, they're not in my contacts.
Okay, but how do you know it's legitimate, that it's not a spam? Because it can be a normal looking phone number from, you know,
Right. I got one that's supposed to be from Bank of America. And
Yeah.
it
Delete
says,
that
you
one
know,
quickly.
did you add an external account ending, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
And I
once
don't-
you, if ever you get something you're not sure and it comes through like this and says, click here,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says,
don't do it.
right.
No matter what, don't do it. This happens to be spam. Somebody sent it to me. They're trying to sell me solar panels. But don't click on the attachment. Don't click on the link. whether it's an email or a message.
If that's a message and and you want to show it as spam or junk or whatever, what can you do?
On a message, you can't do anything.
Okay, you just
You
delete it.
You just
You
put
just delete.
report junk, you can.
Where?
It
There's no
says,
way to do that on a message.
well, this message says my, message I got from Bank of America. Underneath the
Message,
message, it says,
just a minute, just a minute.
it's a
Message or
message.
email? Is it
It's a
an
message.
email or a
No,
message?
it is an email. It's a text.
I'm sorry, we're talking about messages right now.
Well, that's what
Okay,
it
let me get,
is. Isn't a text a message?
I'm trying to delineate between things you get as text messages and things you get from email.
Well, right. This is a text message. I got it from Bank of America, and it says that underneath the message, it's got a phone number to call, which I'm not going to call. That's part of the message. And then underneath it says the sender is not in your contact list. Report junk. I mean, I don't know what good that
How did
does.
you get, how did you get to that?
How did I get this? It's just a
No,
message that came.
it's an email or is it a text message?
It's a text message. I know the difference. It's a text message.
With the messages program?
They've got a phone number on top. I checked that out, and that's a normal phone number. And then it's got the message, the text message, and it says it's from Bank of
Okay,
America. Did you
the
add an
only,
extra?
go ahead.
And then it just says, did you add an external account ending and blah, blah, blah. And then it says, if yes, to confirm, or if it was not, you reach us anytime. And then it's got the number. And then underneath it, it says the sender is not in your contact list. Report junk.
Should she click the report junk, or would that also be bad instead of just deleting it?
If you get anything from anyone, never use the numbers that are on it.
Right. Okay. That's
If you're
good.
going to call Bank America, pull out your Bank America card and call that number.
And call them. Yeah. Right. Well, I know there's a big scam going on with this, so I just assume it's scam. But reporting it as junk, I don't know what it does, other than you don't get another
I
call.
don't know. Well, you're going to contact somebody else. If it's in the message, it's not a true message.
It's underneath the
Okay?
message. You don't
I
usually
know
get, I don't know. Maybe,
it doesn't show up
yeah,
normally. For example, I cannot go to this phone number, right? There's
I see.
no way for me to make this junk.
Okay, let me try one that's
There's
real.
no, okay?
Yeah, you're
So when
right.
you're in
It
message,
doesn't say that, does it? But it's in
no.
your, it's in your, but they're in your email list. Now here's one that wasn't. What was this?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, it's okay. You're right. So it's their junk mail,
That's
right?
correct.
Okay, got it. Thank you. So there's no
Okay.
reason to report that.
Pardon me?
I said,
Well,
there's no
no, it's
reason
not
for
going
me to
to,
report that.
it's not going to report that. When you click it, it's going to go to some website that's a scam.
And it
Okay.
just confirms that you received the message.
Yeah, then
And-
they know you got it. Yeah,
and you
you're right.
opened it. Yeah,
Mhm.
I just delete it.
Don't click anywhere.
Yeah.
Whoa, those scammers, huh?
I got a message some time ago from Bank of America. It says your charge card has been charged for $849. It was 11 o'clock at night. And I picked up the phone, pulled out my credit card, and called the number on the back. And they said, and it was a legitimate call. right?
Ah,
Bank America discovered it and said, it's in Naples and you made a purchase with your card 20 minutes ago, and that was from Sarasota. So they realized I couldn't be at both places at once. So they let me know about this one, and I said, yes, it is a fraud. And they sent me new cards. So whenever you get anything from one of your credit card companies, don't call the number that they give you. Don't call anything that they're telling you to do. Don't click on any links. Call them directly on their emergency number that's listed on the back of your cards.
yeah, that's
Okay?
very good advice. Yeah.
If you didn't get anything else out of today's class, that's a good one.
Yeah, they're right. It's worth the whole thing.
All right. Wow. I'm going back to settings now on both my devices.
I never left.
And it says settings at the top of my iPhone, settings on the left of my iPad, and it says airplane mode. Couple of reasons to use airplane mode, by the way. One, when you get on an airplane, so you're not interfering with the plane's navigation system. And another one to use it is to save battery, especially on your iPhone. It turns off cellular communications.
You do that even if you're not on an airplane?
Yes. Now you can't make a phone or receive a phone call. And on your iPad, it doesn't make any difference really on that case, unless you have a cellular capability on your iPad. The next thing, and this is for the more newbie people, and hopefully everybody knows how to do this, except you perhaps, is where it says, mine says Frontier 1760. That's the Wi-Fi network I'm currently on. If you tap that, it lists the Wi-Fi networks that are around you. Okay. And it says I have one on my laser printer, and you could have one from your next door neighbor listed there. Or if you're sitting in Starbucks, it could list the Starbucks or Barnes and Noble Wi-Fis. So far, so good. So it could list those in this list down here. And there could be a lock on it. If there's a lock on it and you click on it, so I'm going to click on that one, it says enter the password.
Yeah.
Now, you should have a password for your Wi-Fi network written on a piece of paper. The reason I say that is when you have guests or when you have family coming to visit, the second thing out of your mouth after hello, how are you, is what's your Wi-Fi password? Okay, and you should have it written down so you don't have to dive into the dust bunnies to look at the back of your router to figure out what your password is. All right?
Well,
I happen to
Bill,
have mine memorized. I use it quite a bit. Okay?
are you reluctant to give it out to just anybody?
That's it visiting you? That's visiting you, Jim?
Yes.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Because they have to be within about 100 feet of that box to use it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Bill, can you tell on your iPad or iPhone that you've been to your son or daughter's house and already connected to the Wi-Fi there? And the next time you go, it automatically picks up that Wi-Fi. Can you tell on your device those places that you're already connected to?
I don't know.
I can't find mine, no.
Hey, Bill,
Yeah, I've already had experience with that. It doesn't show up if that network isn't available for you to access. But I've like driven to Florida and stopped at a hotel along the way. And then on the trip back or the next year, I've stopped at the same hotel and they had the same password. So my iPad immediately connected to it.
Yeah.
what he was at, and that's true. That's true. It remembers all the ones you've done.
Right. But it won't
The
display
question,
them.
the,
It won't display
the,
them if
que-
they're not within range.
No,
the
it
question
doesn't.
was, the question was, is there a list somewhere on your device that would list all the ones you've logged onto in the past, whether or not they're in range? I think that was what he was asking.
Yeah.
My question
And
too is, I know like my sister's is on my iPad. Would that also be on my iPhone then?
Good
Shouldn't
question.
be.
It should be, huh?
And that one I
I
don't
think,
know either.
but it,
Yeah, because sometimes if I don't take my iPad with me, I have my iPhone and I don't know if I'm using up my, data or if I'm on her.
How can you tell that? How can you tell if you're using up your cellular network?
Go to Wi-Fi and it shows you which one you're on,
No, you
right?
can, it's even easier.
Okay.
Up here in the left-hand corner, you see it up here?
that's
Where
the
my
right
little
corner.
dot is. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're.
The other right, the other
Okay.
left. That little fan tells you you're on Wi-Fi. Little fan
Oh,
over
yeah.
here on my iPhone tells me I'm on Wi-Fi. So I'm not using the cellular
Oh, I
tower.
see. I forgot that. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
that's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah,
Also
because.
up here, since we're up there, here's the battery.
Mm-hmm.
Says I'm charging my iPad. My phone has 93%.
Mm-hmm. And then the bars are your Wi-Fi connection,
So if you're not on your Wi-Fi as we're speaking on your phone, you should be. So you
right.
should click here, pick your router if you have one. And you should be if you have one. Let's put it that way.
Bill,
You should
yeah,
click here and put in your passcode for the router you have in your home. So you're not using the cellular network when you're at home.
Mm-hmm.
That way, whenever you arrive at home, it switches from cellular to Wi-Fi automatically.
Bill, when you're on the Wi-Fi connection that you're on right now, click the edit in the top right corner and it'll give you a list of all of the Wi-Fi's you've been on.
Ah, look at this.
Really? How come I got,
Oh,
no?
wait a minute. Let's see if that happened. I'm supposed to click on that little edit if I'm on the Wi-Fi network, right? That's my
Well,
face. Oh,
You
look
have
at
to put in
this. Look at
a code
this. I've been
first.
on a
Yeah,
lot.
look at this.
And it
Wow.
gives me a list. And does it list them? Does it give you the passcode? Yes. Wonderful. Thank you, Bill.
It doesn't show mine. My sister's.
Then you haven't been on it with this device.
Well, let me try it.
Wow. Look at
No, it
all
doesn't on
these.
either one of them. On either of my devices, it doesn't show.
Did we clean that up and delete all those?
Why would you do that?
Just to,
It takes up space.
yeah, to clean up my phone.
It's taking up extremely little space and it saves you a lot of work when you go to when I go to someone's home, right?
Well, why doesn't mine have?
Yeah, but all
My
the,
son's is on here somewhere, and it duplicates it on your iPhone and your iPad.
Only,
But
only be with those within a range of you.
No, this is all the ones I've ever logged on to in the past.
Oh, okay.
But
Bill's, you know, Bill's Super 8 hotel or wherever he stayed, Hilton, wherever he stayed, is on there.
But it doesn't really give you the password, it just gives you dots.
No, click on the dots, Bill, or Jim.
Click
Tap
on
the dots.
You're right, oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
How did you get to that list, please?
What dots?
The known networks, how did you get there?
He hit edit.
You go to Wi-Fi
Right?
in settings and then tap add edit on the top right.
Okay.
Well, mine doesn't really do it.
The second big find for the day. Wow.
Oh,
Bill, when I do this, I get Touch ID to edit Wi-Fi networks.
Did you start out going to settings and Wi-Fi first?
Yes.
oh,
So right now on my device, both my iPhone and my iPad, it says edit at the top when I'm on the Wi-Fi menu. It says Wi-Fi at the top here and Wi-Fi at the top over here, right? It says Wi-Fi both places. If you
Yes.
tap edit, it will show you the Wi-Fi networks you've logged on to with this device or your iPhone.
The other thing I noticed, I discovered that unless I have the phone in such a way that it can see my face, it will not turn on.
Right, it has to have facial ID. Or it'll ask for your passcode, probably.
And mine was facial ID. As soon as I moved it, it showed me what I was looking at, but otherwise nothing happened to.
It's looking for your face.
Bill,
So
mine
And I don't know how it does it on my iPhone, so iPad. Let me do it on my iPhone here.
If you remove the networks on your iPad, will it automatically remove them off of the other devices because they're in the cloud?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, let me just check. Hopefully.
Bill, I tried it
Yeah.
on both the iPhone and the
It
iPad,
did.
and for the iPad, I had to press the finger, and then it appeared.
Okay, so
But-
you have finger, you don't have facial ID, you have finger,
Yes, on the iPad.
yes. And if you don't press it, it would ask you for your password or passcode, I think. Anyway, it worked.
It did remove it off my iPhone as well. I just checked.
It did?
Yes. I
Yeah.
removed a lot of the from, off my mini iPad, and I just checked my iPhone.
I'm
So
not
it's
sure
gone.
why you're doing that, because it saves maybe 100 bytes, and you were talking
Well,
gigabytes.
I know, but I'll
Okay.
never be in those hotels again in my life, so.
Okay.
And no, you never knew it was there in the first place, right? I
Yeah,
found out there.
exactly.
Okay. Wow. Bluetooth. What's Bluetooth?
Whatever it is, it's on.
It's on. If I
Answer.
go to Bluetooth on my iPhone, I go to it on my iPhone, it says my phone is connected to my watch. My watch usually is within 10 feet of my phone. It says not connected to my car, but if I get near my car, it will connect. if I have my earphones in my ears, it will connect. Okay, so those are the different devices my device can connect to.
Where are you reading
Automatic-
this? Where are you reading
my
what you
iP-
just said?
I tapped Bluetooth on
Yes,
settings,
yes.
and it lists right here the different devices that I have attached to. On my iPad, here's the list of devices I'm attached to.
How do you get attached? Because I'm not, I'm on, but I'm not attached to anything. So how did
Okay.
you attach it?
The way you attach depends on the device.
Okay,
If you're trying to attach your phone to your car, get out
yes,
the owner's manual.
okay,
You would go to this particular place on your phone, but then you would have to do something special on the device.
okay. Based on what the manual says.
Right.
Okay.
Bill, I have something called AB Shutter 3 that's not connected. What is AB Shutter 3?
Good question. Sounds like a camera.
Yeah.
Hmm. Don't
And
have one.
cameras could connect to your device.
Okay, well, I don't have one, so that's a bit mysterious.
Yep.
Bill, in order to use your Bluetooth in the car, do you need on your cell phone cellular data, or because there's no Wi-Fi as you're driving around on your cell phone? So I don't understand how the Bluetooth works in the car.
Yeah, you would have to have cellular on.
Yeah.
And then if you got a phone call, it would come through your speaker system on the car. And it depends on the car. If you played music on your device, it would come through the sound system on the car.
Okay. Because I have no cell phone system working for me here while I'm in Florida, then the Bluetooth, even if I tried to set it up, wouldn't work. I could only use it in Canada then.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, you might be able to attach it to your car, but it wouldn't do you any good.
Yeah, I have
But
no
you could use-
cellular.
You could use Bluetooth to connect to a speaker, a watch,
No.
okay. AirPods, earpods, and things like that. And you could
Okay, I
connect it
don't
to
have.
your car, but it's not, you could play music if you had the music on your device. So it's just a
Okay.
connection between your phone and your device, or your iPad and your device. And whatever you can
But to
do on
use it
that,
as a
whatever you can
to
do
use
on your phone, you can
Yeah.
do you can use the features of the device you're hooking to.
Okay.
So even though you don't have cellular, I could have an external speaker to play music.
Yeah, no, I was interested in the phone part, and so I can only use it
understand.
in Canada. Okay, thank you.
Bill, it says other devices and it lists 3 other TVs somewhere else in the apartment building.
Yeah, those are potential things you could connect to.
Okay, I mean, one says, has a name TV, another is living room TV, and the other is something that starts whoop,
It's what they've
WHOOP.
named the TVs. It's what they've named their TV.
Okay, but they're all televisions.
Yeah, my Vizio V21 is a speaker system attached to my TV.
Okay, all right, well, I guess that's another way to watch TV. Not that I have a TV, but we'll see.
You would, it's not to watch, it's to project. No, let's not go there.
Okay, all right.
Okay. The next thing down on your settings list is cellular on your iPhones. Okay. And if I tap cellular, right? I can turn off cellular data. So if you're one who's running close, being using your cellular data up and don't want to avoid an overcharge, you turn that off. I also have mine turned on for roaming. And I don't know whether that would work with your Canadian phone, but if you turned on roaming and cellular data, I'm wondering if it would work.
I don't,
Because
I don't,
what you're doing is using other people's cell phone towers.
Hey,
yeah,
Bill,
I borrowed a phone, a local phone that I use here, but I've turned cellular data off on my cell phone for the time being. My battery is dead every 2 days without being used. It's on this phone. So I don't know what's powering,
When it's dead,
what's using
when
the
it's
power.
dead after 2 days, it's probably not off. And probably you have applications running in the background.
Yeah,
So turn off all the applications.
That's
Yeah.
what.
yeah, it's been
Okay.
very frustrating. Okay.
hey, Bill,
Yes, sir.
let me tell you something interesting. About
Go.
15 or 20 years ago, I was on a trip to somewhere in South America, I think it was. And I didn't know about the roaming on and off, and I had roaming on. When I got back
Uh-oh.
home, I had a bill, I think it was like 2,000 something dollars
Yep.
because I'd used the roaming so much. And I called them
Yep.
and talked to them and explained to them I didn't know what it was, and they forgave the bill. I didn't have to pay. But it was like 2,000 something dollars.
I assume you were making phone calls and using the internet.
I was using the internet, but not making phone calls.
Yeah, okay. That's what happened. Yeah.
So I keep mine turned off.
Okay. I'm local, so it's not gonna, I'll get a minimal charge if I'm using one of the other people's towers. But you're probably right. If
Yeah.
you might try it to see if it happens in Canada, but you might get a big charge. Or using the Canadian phone here. You have to, yeah,
No,
you do have
the
to,
Canadian doesn't have an American plan, so.
no, that's okay. If you're using roaming, you're using somebody else's.
Oh, it's okay. I borrowed a local phone.
I know you said that. What I'm saying,
Yeah.
if you didn't borrow
Yeah.
it, want to use your own phone, the
Okay.
problem Jim mentioned is you may get a whopping bill at the end.
Yeah, an ugly welcome home surprise.
Yeah.
Why do
I
you
had,
have, why do you
I
have
had a
this
similar,
on?
okay.
Go ahead, Bill.
I had a similar experience, except that my AT&T phone in the US, if I went on an extra data plan, I could get North American calls. So when I was visiting my daughter in Mexico, I would pay a small amount for the fact that I was international. But if I just had a straight roaming, it was very expensive.
Okay.
So you check into your carrier for, are there any special deals before you travel international?
Good idea. Good idea.
Would you explain personal hotspot, please?
Yeah. That's the next thing on the list. You know, we've talked about, and this is talking about personal hotspots. We've talked about using Wi-Fi, right? Wi-Fi is a box within 60 or 100 feet of you. So it's a wireless box, has a router, and you can connect to it, right? And we saw all the ones, the one I'm connected to is Frontier 1760. So we have the following, so just remember that, right? You can turn your phone into a router. Now your routers, you're driving down the highway and your phone is talking to a cell phone tower. And you pick up your iPad and you can't get on the internet because your internet doesn't have cellular. So your iPad doesn't have cellular. What you can do is connect your iPad to your phone through a Wi-Fi connection. So if I go to my Wi-Fi here You see where it says Bill's iPhone 15? And his iPhone 15 has LTE on it. If I tap that, it switches so that my iPad is talking to my phone, and my phone sends the iPad stuff to the cell phone towers. That's what a hotspot is. Up to 5 people could, if we had 5 people in my office right now, they could all get onto my iPhone 15. So they're all using their iPads. This happened to me in a class once. And I pulled out my phone. I said, all 5 of you now can access my phone. I gave them a passcode, and they, just like you would for a Wi-Fi, and they were able to talk over the Wi-Fi network.
Do you need an iPhone in order to connect up with an iPad, or can it be an Android phone?
I don't know. I haven't tried it with an Android. So I switched back to my iPhone or to my iPad, talking directly to the Wi-Fi network. Did that explain personal hotspot?
Pretty
Who
much.
asked, who asked the question?
Yeah, that's Louise. Yes, I got to digest it a little bit. Thank you. But we
Well,
should
it's a
have
way
that.
to use your iPad while you're in the middle of someone else's driving and you want to access your mail.
That's
You can-
iPad only. It has nothing to do with, it just changes from iPad to iPhone. It
It's
refers,
iPad to iPhone, and somebody asked me, could it be an iPhone to an Android phone? iPad to an Android phone, and I don't know. I'm not versed on whether that's true or not.
so
This,
personal hotspot should be on your iPad.
Should personal hotspot, what has to be on your iPad?
they
It
don't
says
even have it on mine.
allow others to join. Should that be on or off? I'm looking at my iPad.
So see where mine iPad says personal hotspot,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my phone, because my phone's sitting right here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So if you go to your phone and you click on personal hotspot and turn it on, okay, this should show up on your iPad.
It's on.
So that should be on. Okay.
Well, if you want to use it that way. Now it's
Mm-hmm.
using battery life on your phone to have that channel open.
Mm-hmm.
So I just turned it off. Let's see if it disappears from my iPad. It should, but I don't know if it will.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
No, it's still there, even though I turned it off.
Hmm.
Ah, there it disappeared. Oh no, it came on. Wow. That's interesting. Okay. If we go down in settings, we'll talk about notifications later. Let's go to sounds and haptics. Sounds and haptics. Or in your iPad, just sounds.
You have to have a pair though.
For that, could I ask you a question about one of the things you just talked about when I just discussed?
Say again, please. Okay.
Well, people are looking for that. May I ask you a question about the thing we were just talking about with the Wi-Fi?
Okay.
Mine had always been off, and I've got mine, and it's now on. Which would be better, to keep it off all the time and only turn it on when I need it?
Which we talking about? Wi-Fi or personal
Wi-Fi.
hotspot? Have it on
Wi-Fi.
all the time. Have it on all the time.
Okay, thank you.
Answer to an
Because you
earlier
want it-
question,
Go ahead.
uh, a iPad can connect to the internet over a Android hotspot, but it will
can?
not. It can, but it will not work. It will not make a cellular connection, and it will not be able to download SMS or text messages. So it can, but it's limited only to internet.
No phone calls. Just if I wanted to check my email, I could do that.
You can check your email, but not your text messages.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, William. We're now on sounds and haptics. What the heck? On your iPhone, here's where you would set your volume. And I want to be able to change that would be the volume for the things coming in that list. Where it says ringtone, text tone, voicemail, new mail, etc. Okay? That would be you could set the volume there for those things coming in. And then if you have the next green button set on, you could change that with the volume up and volume down buttons on the side of your device.
So it's a second method.
Say again, please.
It's a second method. You've got the bar that you can move to get a bigger volume, you said, or if you hit the change buttons, then you can adjust the volume on the side of the phone. Is that what you're saying?
Let's just talk for a minute. What we're talking about is the ringtones and alerts.
Yep.
And you can you can set the volume here and have it locked at that by turning that button off.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Or you can have that button on and adjust the volume on those things with the side button, along with everything else.
Yeah, so two methods. Okay.
Where are you finding the volume?
Under sounds.
I'm there, but I'm not finding. Oh, okay, sorry. Wrong page.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
How do you define a haptic?
Just a minute. I've got to change something here. Ouch. Now, what was the question again, please? How do I define haptics?
What would you define? Yeah.
Haptics is the vibration you feel on your phone. You can actually hear it buzzing. That's what the haptic is.
Thank you.
Okay, so when it makes a sound, it also vibrates. And you can have it all the time Even if you can have it play only when it's in silent mode. Don't play in silent mode or never play. I have mine set to always. Now here's the fun part of the device here, right? If you want your ringtone to be different, you can go down here and select from any one of these ringtones. I haven't heard that one before. I think I'm going to leave it there. That's not bad. But if you also, there's a whole list of them here, and these are the newer ones. And then if you scroll clear down, it says classic. If you click classic, these are the original ones, right? I like that Mercury. What's Milky Way? Wow. They have added a whole bunch of new ones in the last release of the operating system. Wow.
Bill, there's a list where I have various ringtones or various whatever choices for or things like a new voicemail, new mail, that kind of thing. But they don't play. So what am I doing?
Yes, they do. When you go into one of them, you can change it to whatever you want, and it should stay that way for that particular item.
So anytime I get a text, it should play this particular thing. I don't think it's doing that. Because I don't
If you
know
have
that
all
I
your
did it.
if you have all the volumes turned on, it will.
Okay, when you say all the volumes, is that the same thing as what you're talking about at the top?
Yeah, that's one of them. If you have the volume turned clear off, it won't make any sound at all.
When you say that's one of them, ringtone and alerts, that should be to the right and they should play with that on?
Right. So go ahead and tap one of them. Let's say I want to change send mail.
Okay.
And I want to change it from swish to pulse. So that's the sound. Did you hear that? Did you hear that when I do that?
Uh-huh, yes. If I have haptics checked to default, does that mean they're not going to play any specific things I've chosen?
You're back to haptics now. Okay. Always play haptics is what I have.
But if you didn't want to have anything on calendar alerts or reminder alerts, can you nullify just specific parts?
You don't want to get a reminder alert, right?
I don't want a calendar alert or a reminder alert. Yeah.
Okay, so if I go to reminders, you see where it says no, none at the top of the list?
Yes, hit that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I hit the none.
Bill, Marianne, my ringtone and alerts was down, but whenever I want my rings to be up, I press the side of my phone and I see they don't work the same. I mean, I don't know what I want here, but you know, when I want to hear my ring, I want to hear it. And on the settings where you have yours way up, mine was way down, and I just adjusted it on my pro phone, you know, on the side.
All right. Let me suggest to you this.
Yes.
If you want that sound to be loud all the time,
yeah,
so you can hear it,
yeah,
move. Just look at your screen for a minute. Move this clear to the top and turn this off.
okay.
Now you cannot control it with the side button, and it will always be at this volume.
Oh, thank you.
Does the on off button work then?
Say again, please, Jim.
Does the on and off button, the top button, work when that's done?
In theory, no, I'm
The
guessing.
button on the side of your machine, of the,
Yeah,
of
on
the,
the top button on the side, yes, the one that turns it on or off.
then we'll turn it off.
Turn it off, it will turn off, okay.
I have to tell you, I called Apple on that. Did I tell you that last time?
No,
Oh, I was embarrassed. My new phone wasn't making any sounds. And I couldn't figure out, it wasn't ringing or anything. I couldn't figure it out. I went into all these settings. I checked loud, everywhere I could find were settings. And what I had forgotten about was the button on the side of your iPhone, the one that you flick up and down. It's right above the volume. Okay,
that's a mute button, right?
that's the mute button, right? And it was on,
Oh,
so it wasn't making any sounds. And that's the third thing she said. Could you check your side button? I said, oh, sorry, I called. I had forgotten about it. The newest phone does not have that side button.
meaning no mute?
Say again, please.
If it doesn't have the side button, that means there is no mute on and off? Like,
Correct.
and so if you
There's
went,
no
oh,
church, there's no movie or church button there. They've changed, they have a button there, they have a different button there. It does different things.
so if you went to the theater and you're asked to mute your phones and there's no mute button,
Drop the volume.
wow. Okay.
Except for here. There must be a way to do it on the newer phones. I don't have one. It's the 15 Pro versions. And I'm not
Sorry, I
sure-
gotta
there
run,
must-
guys. Thank you.
All right, Bill. Thanks for coming. Okay.
Thank you.
Next time, we're gonna pick up on general,
Yeah,
okay?
okay.
And
The application store is on your list.
yeah, what are we supposed to be talking about next week?
Yes, application store, it says.
The App Store and what else? Is it
That's
just the
all.
App Store?
All I see, yeah.
Just a minute, I'll check something. Ooh.
Something is ticking.
Probably Bill's clock. He's on overtime. I love it.
I'm coming, hold on. What is the 27th?
Yes,
Oh,
the 27th.
so we'll start out on general and then we'll talk about the App Store, the application store,
Okay.
okay? Putin dies and goes to hell. But after a while, he is given a day off for good behavior. So he goes to Moscow, enters a bar, orders a drink, and asks the bartender, is Crimea ours? Yes, says the bartender. Is Donbass ours? Yes, says the bartender. Is Kiev ours? We got that too. Satisfied, Putin drinks up and asks, thank you, how much will that be? The bartender said €5. That was subtle. You have to think about that one a bit.
Have a great week, everybody.
Yes, have a good week, everybody.
Thank
Stay
you.
healthy. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Very
Yep.
good. Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Bill. Bye.
Bye, Lake.